YouTube, what's going on, man? Hey, man, that man DeMarcus Cousins is a wild guy. This dude, man, I just seen it on ESPN. I had seen a clip the other day, but I seen it on ESPN that he just got suspended from the Puerto Rican. I think he was playing in the Puerto Rican league over there, and they just suspended him and terminated his contract, so he's not playing over there no more. This dude has an anger problem. Like, he can't control it. Like, he might have been Draymond Green before Draymond Green. Only thing about DeMarcus Cousins, and he wasn't kicking people in the balls and just doing all kind of. I think Draymond got to be the worst. He got to be up there with Ron Artest. You know what I'm saying? On the level of swinging on people, punching people in the face, kicking them in the balls, and doing all kind of crazy things. But DeMarcus Cousins has a bad attitude. You know, when he was in the NBA, he had a real bad attitude. And I think not only the injury, but if he would have been a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, kind of reserved with how he act, you know what I'm saying, he might still be in the NBA. Because DeMarcus Cousins, even though he didn't have the hops like that, he was a good big man, and he can score from every level. He can shoot the three and whatever. He was a pretty good basketball player. Now, he was a real good basketball player at one time, and now he's playing in the Puerto Rican league, because he's a little older. But he had been, like, he got an injury, and I think it was Sacramento didn't end up paying him, and he traveled around to different teams after that. I think he was at Golden State one time. You know, he was moved around a little bit, you know what I'm saying, trying to recover his career. But with that injury, and he ended up not getting that big payday, kind of hurt him. So he was playing in the Puerto Rico League, and I don't know what the guy said to him. One of the fans on the side said something to him, and he ended up going off. He walked up on the guy, grabbing his privates all in his face. Looked like he slapped somebody's hand, and then he get into it with a fan in the arena, and they took him out. And when they was taking him through the tunnel, people was throwing throwing things at him. You know, like a ruckus kind of crowd. And if security didn't get him out at that moment, something crazy probably would have happened, like the Malice in the Palace kind of incident. But you know, DeMarcus Cousins, he got an anger problem, man. I remember one time I was watching one of his games, and he threw Marcus Smart. I think Marcus Smart was trying to box him out, and he threw Marcus Smart to the ground. And it was another time I was watching him in the Olympics that time, and man, he was this close, then turning around, punching the guy in the face, and he kind of caught himself. And I was like, man, he about to hit that guy. You know what I'm saying? They was playing basketball. I think, as I always hear people talking about this, and it's not only DeMarcus Cousins, it happens with, it's better with, trying to explain it with Russell Westbrook. The fans think they can be disrespectful and say what they want to say with no repercussions. And to a certain level, you being a professional, you got to learn how to block certain things out and let it ride. You know, I just seen LeBron, somebody end up saying something to him, and he really go over there with the referee and tell him, get him up out of here. I would handle it that way, instead of a dude just about to make you go off and make you lose everything. Because that little gesture, you running up on that fan, can cost you a whole lot of money. You hit the wrong guy, the NBA can be sued, and that's why you're called a professional. You gonna get taunted. It's gonna be people that come in the arena just to tick you off, to try to make their team win or give their team an advantage, to making you mad and getting you out your game. And I think the best way to get around that is just cook everybody. And that's what a fan is. A fan is a fanatic kind of person, and they coming in the roof for their team. So they coming in there. If you're the star, you should take that. I would take somebody coming in there trying to get me out of my game. I would take that as a badge of honor, because they looking at me like I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to get me out my game so y'all have an opportunity to win, that means you think highly of me. I wouldn't even take it in a bad way. I would just get a guy that's guarding me buckets, and I would look at the guy every time and give him buckets like Reggie Miller did to when he did the choke to Spike Lee. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get back at the fan. You go out there and cook them boys and end up beating their team, and that's gonna get at the fan more. But DeMarcus Cousins lost his cool, ran up on the guy in the stands, and could have ran real bad, especially when you playing them overseas teams. Because I was listening to Rayshard McCants, and I was listening to Gilbert Arenas, and they were saying when you playing in them other countries, you know what I'm saying, they have mobs, they have certain kind of, you know what I'm saying, that they'll do something to you with you being in their country. So You don't want to go out there and start getting into the guys on the front row, because them the guys are with the money, and you don't know what kind of power they hold, so you don't want to do that. You want to just stay in the game. Don't let nobody trick you out your position and play basketball, because really you got tricked out your position, because you over there playing in Puerto Rico. Don't tell them how much money you getting, because people going overseas and they really paying them, and you just got your contract terminated. So now what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? That's a bad look, man. And you can't take everything everybody say to you and blow up and try to go fight a guy. That's just bad. That's not being a professional. And as a professional, DeMarcus Cousins, you got to be smarter than that. He wants to trick you out of your position. That's the whole idea of the fan coming to the game. He want to yell at you. He want to taunt at you. He want to say all these things to get you out your game. And you took the bait. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? You should have been smarter than that. And this an opportunity where you can still make a living, even though you made the money. You didn't make the money you was supposed to make in the NBA, but you still made a good living, and you still a millionaire, and you still can make more money playing basketball. But now you done got terminated, and your contract done got terminated. And I don't know if nobody else want to pick you up. And if I was an NBA, that's a bad look too. You know what I'm saying? Knowing you can run up on one of them fans. So you closing doors all the way around you, buddy, doing that. And I wouldn't even did that. You let that fan kind of trick you out your position. But like I was saying, man, you got a history of just having that kind of attitude, and you don't want to have that on your back, man. And I think DeMarcus Cousins was a great basketball player. I think they kind of cheated him out of his career, but they done gave him, the Puerto Rican team done gave him another shot at playing basketball. And I think he just cheated himself out of playing basketball and got his contract terminated. But I know he going to sit around later on and think about that like, man, the dude done tricked me out of my position. I can't control my anger. And when people see that, they ain't going to want to mess with you. But as a fan, you got to know what's crossing the line. You know what I'm saying? You never know what a person can say. Like, I just see Westbrook blow up and go at the fan, because they'll call him out his name or different players. So we don't got we shouldn't be able to just do what we want to do as fans and say what we want to say and throw things at people. We shouldn't be able to, or allowed to do that either. We still got to be respectful. But as a professional, you got to learn how to do that, man. This is your job, and be smart, man. And don't let a dude mess up your money like he just did. But tell me how y'all feel about that, man. I know DeMarcus Cousins got a history, and I hate guys having that jacket on them, because whatever they do, people going to look at it a certain kind of way. And yeah, he got that jacket on him, and it's kind of hunting him right now. You know what I'm saying? I wish he would have been a little smarter, but he didn't play it smart, and he ended up getting his contract terminated. But tell me how y'all feel about it. Like, comment, subscribe on my video, and tell me how y'all feel about DeMarcus Cousins going crazy on a fan sitting in the front row. Tell me how you feel about it. I'm out.